Hello, everyone. And now we are going to, in the course of how to master the art of communication, ponder upon the 8 most important strategies that you can use in your after the structure and in your conclusion area, how to get the audience involved. Remember, before you log on to these 8 strategies, it's essential to know the dynamics of the crowd. What is the intellectual element of the listeners who will be engaged in your communication and in your speech? So in order to make the speech more enticing, having more participation from the audience and not making it quite boring, you need to ensure that you are maintaining the enthusiasm of the listeners by applying the basic 8 strategies. The first strategy is reason. Now, when reason can be used in the intro part of your speech, it is giving them an objective reason why they should be listening to your presentation. What are the benefits of hearing you out? This is extremely important, and I would not reduce the importance of this in any way. You must include the reason. You must include the goal, the objective of your presentation, and why it aligns so well with them listening to you. So once you lay out the goal and the strategy and the logic behind that presentation will get the audience make sure to listen to you throughout your speech and not lose track. So the second most important aspect is to inspire. By inspire, I mean that they must feel motivated. They must feel enthusiastic. They must find an inspiring reason for you, for them to listen to you. How can you make your talk more inspiring? Number one, you should appeal to the emotion. You should appeal to them with a common denominator where they feel that they share a common goal. For instance, maybe you can talk about how to avoid animals being abandoned, and they can resonate because they share the same values. So it's very important to tap onto those emotions to keep your audience aligned with your speech. Now, the third strategy of influencing the audience is by asking them a question. How can you ask them a question? Very simple. When you ask them a thought-provoking idea, it opens the fuse in their brains, because most of the time people are muted. People are supposed to sit there and listen to someone. But when you pose them with a question, when you ask them with something enticing, they are pushed to think about that very question. And that is when their brain is going to start looking for answers, and they might even raise their hand to give their feedback, which is very important, because this is when you can feel the warmth from the crowd, and it gets the vibe going. It's very important to be fully engaged with how your listeners are responding to your presentation. Make sure that you're controlling the crowd. And with all these strategies that I'm sharing with you are a very amazing tools after years of research on how you can make your presentation more effective. Now, the other fourth strategy is allowing them to feel good. You always should have a way to connect, and that is to throw a vibe, to throw a positive compliment, or to praise them for some of the achievements that they have done, which is why I mentioned in the first aspect, it's very important to do a thorough research on the dynamics of the audience and where they're coming from, what are their achievements, and why is it so important for them and you to connect. The other most important part is deal. Deal is a soft way of making a partnership with them. For instance, if you subscribe to my channel, I promise I'm going to share with you these viable tools that you can apply to your influencer strategies. This is just an example. So when you make these deals with the audience, make sure that the deals are fair. They're more easier to commit to, and it is just an informal way of getting the audience together with you on the same level. The other one is silent allies. Silent allies is again a way to identify the people who are agreeing with you. For instance, it could be, I know that so many of you have subscribed to this membership, and all of you who have gone to this destination. So now suddenly you are all on the same platform and they can connect with you. Remember, in order for the audience to connect, you must have something common with them for them to like you. And number 7 is favor. Favor is simply you asking the receiver what you need. It's simply saying that I would really like a favor from all of you to go on my Instagram or on my LinkedIn and comment on this particular topic. So favor is again something that people feel important when you are asking for a simple gesture of way to for them to trust you more. Now let's come on to the authority and force. This is, I wouldn't recommend, but it is somehow more used in a hierarchy of a corporate ladder where the boss or the manager is just simply out asking his staff to do something for him. So in order to engage the audience in listening to you, you must apply these strategies that I have listed. Now, coming on to the next part, which is practice. Practicing your voice and exercising your voice muscles, your vocal cords, and your tone and your pitch. Always have a kind of a pre-meditative exercise before you go onto the stage. This is very important because it helps you open up your it's like a warm-up that you do before going to the gym. It warms up your muscles. It brings a very interesting tone, a flexibility, and also there are many different strategies that I have mentioned in my course. Some of them can be different syllables, and by repeating them, that ba da ga. When you're just opening up your voice muscles, your muscular activations, it really helps to go onto the stage and deliver that perfect tone of voice. Remember, the tone of your voice is extremely important. The second one is yawning. Yawning could be opening up your mouth and inhaling and exhaling and having a breathing momentum. That also helps you relax, and also you can feel your muscles and your vocal cords, and it can also help you deliver the perfect speech. The other one, again, most important, is your breathing. Breathing exercises are super important. You cannot undermine its value because everything comes from your breathing. You should never be out of breath. You should never be talking too fast, too slow. There should be a very perfect balance and the sweet spot where you find the rhythm to communicate and use the best tone across. And the other one are tongue rollers. It also helps you just relax your breathing and your voice vocal cords. And the other one is over articulate. This is reading out loud a speech while making movements with your mouth. This is also another way of opening up and doing those important exercises before you go on to making your presentation.